is always giftedness. That'll be coming way down the line. But he says there's no way you can properly boast before God. No one can boast before God because no one is worthy of God's love or God's attention or God's favor. It's all given to us by the grace of God in and through Christ. All right, so that's what I have in chapter 1. We're finally done with chapter 1. Okay, actually, if we started on time last week, it would have been right on time because that's half an hour. All right, now chapter 2. Chapter 2 is kind of interesting. The first 5 verses are, at least, is because Paul is actually talking about himself. And if you look at this, he says, when I came to you, I did not come to you with eloquence or superior wisdom as I proclaimed the testimony about God. For I resolved to know nothing while I was with you except Jesus Christ and him crucified. I came in weakness and fear with much trembling, he says. My message and my preaching message, I haven't memorized, but okay, I forgot where I was at though. Oh yeah, so that your faith might not rest on God's man's wisdom, but on God's power. All right, so Paul is saying something about himself here, which is something that kind of shocked me when I started reading this, because that's one of those sections about it. Really, and I see this in your notes if you had the notes that I printed out or wrote up. But the image that I had of Paul, it'd be one of those times that now would be kind of fun if we were able to open it up, but we really won't be able to do that. But for people to, if you had your perception of what church writers later on, mentioned how Paul was just a really little guy, and you guys, some of you remember now, you won't forget that he said he's only 4 feet 5, 4 feet 5 inches tall. But man, that little man packed a lot of power. And so you think of Paul. When I think of Paul, I'm not his and his brave, courageous attitude that he had, that he would take on anybody in that tiny little front and not back down to anybody. That's kind of the image I always had of Paul. And then I read these here, and I think not what he thought of himself. He says, "When I came to you, came trembling. I was weakness and fear and trembling."